All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well while I learned this truth from. And salutation out there to the hopeful elect and continue to push this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. And today, man, we living in the devil's playground, for the lack of better words, man. Because everything that is against Yahweh Ba'ashim and Yahushua is actually exalted here in this society, man. Wickedness have become a normal. They got to a point when wickedness is cool. You know, you can't be in the in crowd unless you sleep with another man's wife, man. You can't be the in crowd unless you are a part of that wicked community, man. And showing you how we're living again in the devil's playground. This is the book of Psalms 23. Psalms 23. And I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, yeah, though I walk through the valley in shadow of death, and that's what we're walking through every day, man. Death lies at every corner. And then whether it be an emotional YN or whether it be a damn car wreck. But even then, the air that we breathe and the philosophies or the conversations that be had is the representation of death, man. Nigga talking about how he was grilling this weekend and he had pork on the grill. Nigga had a whole hog and he bragging about it. Showing you that ultimately these people like unclean things. But again, you bragging about eating something that's unclean, you know? Let's go ahead and read this again. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And thy rod and thy staff is a representation of the scriptures, or Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. That's what comfort us in this time, knowing that this place is going to be destroyed, man. You have to realize, man, Noah was really depressed. And his happiest day was when the flood came. A lot. He was really depressed. But his happiest day came when the destruction come upon the earth, man. You know? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get something real quick. Bringing in the flood. Because the words that we're speaking, we're desiring the will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua to come forth. This is the book of 2 Peter 3. And I'm going to start at 2 Peter 2, so like in verse 5, it says, and spare not the old world. And that old world was the same thing that's happening now. Matter of fact, let's see the inside scoop of that old world. Let's see the inside scoop of how it was back then when Noah was living. This is the book of Genesis 6. And I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, and the Most High saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth. And, you know, it don't really go into detail. But what was going on back then is going on now. But even to a worse degree. Because now it's technology to push forth your wickedness. Even if you're surrounded by righteousness, or you did all things righteous today, you're going to see wickedness, man. Because, again, these wicked people all around us, man. Wicked situations. You know what I'm saying? Nigga cut you off and you just gotta, sit there because this nigga will put out a gun or something. It's sick here, man. And the only solution is destruction. And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Read this again. It says, and the Most High saw that wickedness was great in the earth, and that every imaginations of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So everything that they did, niggas assign a new bill or a movement, niggas marching, but they're not marching for righteousness' sake. They're not marching for Obadiah 1 and 18. They're not thinking about Jeremiah 51:50, Isaiah 47. No, these guys are marching and trying to better, not better their lives for the good, but better their lives for the bad, man. You instead of you want, homos, they already can live. You want them now to teach your kids and to be around children, and you want everybody to accept any and everything. That's the form. That's the form of you trying to let the Gentiles in. Which in reality, Everybody can't receive this word. Everybody can't receive this truth. And ultimately, everybody can't receive salvation. And that's why we're surrounded by wickedness here, man. Let's go ahead and continue on, though. It says, and he repented the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, he made man on the earth, and it grieved him and his heart. And we're grieved, man. The seeing that the things that the Lord have set up, the 613, for the lack of better words, even if you try the best you can't fulfill them. But we know that the law is good. It even tells us that in the book of Romans. But at the same time, these people don't want to know the law. Really, and when you go into the law, it's really talking about Yahweh Shai, because lo, he come in the volume of the book. They don't want to know about Yahweh Shai and righteousness, man. The only thing they want to know about is what's in the end thing, and what's in the end now is wickedness. Let's continue on. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Shai said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth. Yes, and that's going to be the solution into all the wicked things that's going on right now, man. The solution is not to accept everybody. The solution is not to let bygones be bygones. No, the solution is brimstone and fire. Thus saith the Lord. Because again, if things continue as they are, the scripture said, no flesh shall be saved. So let's go ahead and jump back into this 2 Peter 2 in verse 5. It says, and spare not the old world, which it just said it was wicked as hell like it is now, but save north a person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. And basically, bringing it in is really talking about you speaking it into existence. So we're speaking the existence of the destruction of all these wicked folks here, man. Guys like P. Diddy, Tyler Perry, especially you Jakes, because you know better, but you refuse to do better. And the reason why, because you're entrapped in your mind in the ways of Esau, which is not going to benefit you at the end of the day. It didn't benefit Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? It didn't benefit Coltrane. You go all the way back. But at the same time, the only thing it's going to be a benefit to is your death, man. Let's go ahead and continue on, though. It says, in turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Matter of fact, let's get this in the NLT. It says, later condemn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's the message, man. We're condemning America and everything that follow after him. That's why the scripture says, don't hinge on the hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Now, you have to be totally separated from this place. And when I mean separated, basically mean holy. Because even though our body's here in America, our mind is on the other side of town. Our mind is with Yahweh Ba'ashim and Habashah. Read this again. It says, and later the Most High condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and turned them into a heap of ashes. He made them an example of what will happen unto ungodly people. Yes, man. And we can now really see, these people celebrate the LGBTQ or whatever they are, let them live, they live in reign and all those different things. Ultimately, they're trying to make everybody be in that mindset. Because once you, for lack of a better word, saying no is really showing your morals, man. You being against something is not always a bad thing. And in this society, they want you to feel bad for you standing up for righteousness, man. The only thing you're doing is standing upon your morals. Let's go ahead and get something real quick. It's the book of Isaiah 59. Yep, Isaiah 59. And I'm going to get 15. I'm going to begin in NLT. It says, truth is gone, and anyone who renounces evil is attacked. Yes. So again, you standing up for righteousness. Now you the weird guy on the block. You say no to drugs. Now you a lame. You a square. But we'll be that as long as it leads unto our salvation, man. We're not going to insult our integrity. We're not going to insult our power by going along with the get along. Because if you go along with the get along, the only thing you're going to go to is a fiery pit of death, man. That's the only thing this world have for you. That's why the Lord tells us to be not conform unto this world. Because if you're trying to fit in with this society, ultimately, you're going to lose a part of yourself. That's why when you look at these different celebrities, Mike Tyson, Perfect example. Nigga was world heavyweight champion of the world. Be not conformed to the world. He was world heavyweight champion of the world. And guess what he said? It didn't mean nothing. Ultimately, he wasn't fulfilled with that belt that Esau gave him. And you will never be fulfilled with Esau give you, man. Even the time a slave, we're going to find his excuse. No, I don't want it like that. Because why? This guy is totally contrary and anti-Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Read this again. It says, truth is gone, and anyone who renounces evil is attacked. So we renounce it. We say, we don't want to be like that. We'd rather go this way, but now we're the bad guys. Now it's hate speech. But for lack of better words, and then on top of that, they are demonized. There's toxic masculinity. Let it be what it be, man. But in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is righteous. Continuing on, the Lord looked and was displeased to find there was no justice. And that justice is going to come of the form of the milsers, man. It's going to come in the form of the famine, the plagues. Because he tells us that he's not going to hold his tongue anymore. Because, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that too. These people think that the Lord is with them for the lack of better words because now you get married and they have the Bible right there. Now you got a gay preacher and you got the Bible right there. Nigga do drug deals and things like that. But he got the Bible right there. Nigga do a R&B song. And he talking about committing adultery, but he'll mix a Bible verse in it, man. These people know righteousness, but they refuse to follow it, man. And just because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai haven't judged you yet, doesn't mean that you got away, man. Matter of fact, let's get two of them. Let's go to Sirach 16 first. This is the book of Sirach 16 because, every action have a reaction. So if you sin, the Lord is going to get you back. If the only begotten son didn't get away, how much more you? 2 Ezra 16, it's like Sirach 16. And on start at verse 11, it says, if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is marvel if he escaped unpunished. Continuing on, for mercy and wrath are from him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure. Yes. So you think you got away with, being in that wicked mindset? No, the Lord ultimately is going to get you on the back end. It's another one right here. Because again, a part of you being stiff-necked is we telling you, the Lord don't say it. And you saying, nah, I'm going to do what I want to do. Do as thou wilt. Not only live once. Judge me, least thou be judged. Nigga pull out Matthew the 7th chapter. Like you really talking about the truth. But it's not. That's why the scripture said, truth faileth. Because if the truth was really out here, man, the whole world would be in a better estate. But the estate is in now. The reason why people love it, because they never seen anything new. If you realize how the earth was before, whether it be the fruits, the smells, the colors, the touch of the ground, it would totally outweigh to the comparison today, man. But let's get this in the Ecclesiastes. That's 8 and 11. Yep. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Now, one example, if you see like an old butch or whatever, bull dagger or whatever, a lot of times, man, they don't live to an old age. But once you do see them at their old age, they probably get the skinny or full of diseases. And that's a part of a punishment, man. That's a part of you not getting away. It's just though a sinner doing evil 100 times. You've been with hundreds of men, hundreds of women, hundreds of this, 100 of that. You know what I'm saying? You ate 100 pack of ribs or something like that. You've been through 100 4th of July's. You celebrated 100 wicked holidays. You know what I'm saying? It's just doing a sinner doing evil 100 times. His days be prolonged. Yet surely I know that it would be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. Yes, man, because ultimately, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to do good unto his elect. And the reason why brothers are low now, you know what I'm saying, for the lack of better words, we're not exalted here in this society because we're ultimately going to be exalted in the kingdom of heaven. Now, while they laughing and partying right now and we're mourning, When they're mourning, we're going to be laughing and partying, man. Because how it's two sides of a coin. When their heads up, we gotta be down, and when our heads up, their tail, they gotta be down, man. Let's go ahead and continue on though. It says, but it shall not be well with the wicked. Yes. So your days prolonged, you trusted in Esau. You thought the so-called white man was going to have a destiny all the way to the kingdom of heaven. You a damn lie. You tricked yourself. It says, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow. Yes. Because let's say even if you do live it up in this society, it's not going to be a perpetual. I'll let you guys eat now so we can eat later forever, man. It's not like we just going to have a 5-year reign, like these basketball players when you're 29 or 33. You got 4 years just to do what you... No, man. We're going to have eternity to be at our best estate, Right here that we're living in, it's our lowest. Read this again. It says, neither shall he prolong his days, which are a shadow, because he feareth not the Most High. Yes. And ultimately, you not fearing the Lord will lead into your what? Destruction. And rightfully so. Because it's not like you don't know the scriptures, or you don't even know the history. Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot, Noah. You feel me? And even you go into the the dark ages, for lack of better words, you really touch into history and what happened when people don't serve the Lord. Bad things happen. But once you trust in them, and stay down until you get the crown, ultimately you're going to be blessed, man. And that's what we're doing, man. We're not going on with the getting on. We're not trying to stay here in this society. Ultimately, we're trying to better ourselves so we can be that chaste virgin when the Lord comes. While you guys are giving that thing up into every wicked philosophy, man. Every 2 weeks, a nigga into something else. Every 2 weeks, he's got something new to say. When us, we've been with the same thing since day one, starting off with our apostles and elders on down to younger men like myself, man. So yeah, I just pray that this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. I'm going to give that honor to my apostle, elders, great millstone, and Shalom.